Hello, my name is Bruce Sleeman. I'm a systemic family psychotherapist working out of Johnstown Therapy Centre in Cabinteely. I've been asked to do this short video, talk a little bit about stress and anxiety in these strange COVID-19 times. I've been submitted a few questions from people, so I'll try and answer a few of them as well. But first off, I'd just like to talk a little bit about stress, anxiety, and worry, and what are the differences between these things. Starting with worry. Worry is not a particularly pleasant feeling, but it can be quite a good motivator. I'd say the hallmarks are we have a problem, we worry about the problem, we fix the problem, and the worry goes away. Stress, I would say, is that physical sensation in the body. It is that upset stomach, it's the headache, it's the shoulder tension, it's the racing heartbeat brought on by adrenaline. This stress response is what we'd often call the fight or flight response. From an evolutionary standpoint, we used to live in a much more dangerous world, and whenever we sense a threat or a danger, we go into fight or flight mode. So all of these things that happen to us physically are designed to prepare us to run or fight. But along with this comes a psychological state, a state of paranoia, hypervigilance, and negativity. Again, this is designed to keep us safe when we're in danger, assuming the worst could save your life. And this is the state, this psychological state, I suppose, is what really is anxiety. It's this, once we sense a danger or a threat, and I use that in the broadest possible sense, we go into this mind space. It's like putting on a pair of sunglasses and everything gets darker. We view the world and we see the world as a much darker place. So when managing stress and anxiety, it's about realizing that we are seeing the world through these lenses and it isn't as dark as it may seem. So in many ways, we can't really trust our brain when we're in this fight or flight mode. We have to find ways to calm ourselves. Which brings about the questions that have been asked about how do I manage my anxiety of going back to work? How do I manage my COVID-19 anxiety? Well, the key is to realize, well, I can't really trust my brain right now. I'm in this fight or flight mode, this hypervigilant, negative way of viewing the world. So rather than try and solve my problems when I'm in that headspace, I have to get myself out of that headspace. I have to find ways to calm myself down, to recognize these physical sensations of stress and say, yep, no, that's what I need to address, is calming myself down. Now, there's many ways of doing this, and we're all quite different, so we'll all find different ways. But things like mindfulness, which is a guided meditation designed to calm us, or it could be exercise, or socializing with friends, reading a book, doing Sudoku, any kind of distraction that gets us out of our sort of pattern of thought. Once we calm ourselves down and we recognize that we're feeling calm, or that stress feeling is gone, we're now in a much more rational headspace. And it's not just to enjoy that, but to actually recognize now that I am in this more rational headspace, I can now think about my thoughts. Are these useful thoughts? Are these anxiety thoughts where I'm placing a very negative view? Or are these more worries where there's actually a real problem that needs to be solved? And if there is a real problem that needs to be solved, being in a calm headspace is the best, most rational headspace to solve these problems. And I think that's a major problem around the COVID-19 situation, is we are getting a lot of mixed messages and different information about what we should do. So what do we do about this? Well, I suppose my advice would be is to be as proactive as you can, rather than being a rabbit trapped in the headlights and paralyzed with fear, is to get ourselves calm and then say, right, what are the practical things I can do? What are things I can actually change? I can wash my hands, I can wear my mask, I can make sure to socially distance, I can do all of the things that I believe are the best ways of protecting myself and my family and my friends. But the first step is to calm yourself. We're not going to see the world in a clear fashion when we're in that stress mode. Another question that came up was around loneliness. Many people are quite lonely, having to work at home and being isolated. Loneliness is, again, a horrible feeling that comes to us, and from an evolutionary standpoint, it's a feeling that's telling us to get back to our tribe. We need people. But of course, you can be lonely in a crowded room, so it's not just being around people, it's about connecting with people. Being around people who show that they care about you and the people that you care about, people who notice when we're around and when we're not around, people who are thinking about us. and connecting with those good friends and family in any way that we can. Obviously, it would be much better to socialise face to face. And when we can, we should do that, going for walks in the park with people or getting outside in groups. But when that isn't possible, it's to maybe connect in as many other ways as we can, using technology, using Zoom or WhatsApp, making video calls. This can be really helpful. I know it's maybe not a perfect solution, but anything is better than nothing. Another question that came up was about when returning to work and having to actually take time off work, because your kids aren't able to go to school, or those kind of worries and concerns. It's the same approach. You have to find ways to calm yourself so that you can think clearly. When you're in that panic mode, you're not going to think clearly. So first off is calm yourself, and then treat it more like a worry. So when there's a problem, how can I solve this problem? How can I be proactive? Who can I speak to? Who can I get help from? Who can I reach out? Who can help me with this issue? This is obviously a very short video, so I can't cover everything that's been sent in, but thank you for sending in your questions. If you do want to get in touch and speak to myself or another therapist in the centre, you can contact us in Johnstown Therapy Centre in Cabinteely through our website, johnstowntherapy.com, or just call us on our phone number, which is 01 202 4837. Take care of yourself and best of luck. Goodbye now.